Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Sophie and today I bring to you 5 feminist essentials. This is not meant in any way to be a conclusive selection, but these are just 5 books that I think every feminist should read because they are great for understanding various facets of women's lives, and some of them are quite unique in their perspective. So number 5 is Women in Battle. This is a graphic novel by 2 Norwegian women, Martha Breen and Jenny Ijeawele, and they illustrated the legacy of several important feminist figures from history, such as Emmeline Pankhurst, Mary Wollstonecraft, Sojourner Truth, Rosa Luxemburg, Sappho, and Malala Yousafzai. They also touch on several modern topics such as which countries are led by women now and when did women gain the right to vote in several countries. The illustrations are beautiful. Let me just show you a bit. This is a page touching on which countries are today led by women and when did that happen for the first time. And in this page they illustrate the suffragettes fighting for the right to vote in early 20th century England. The book is very inclusive in that they touch on a variety of women from different cultures. It is beautifully illustrated and even suitable for children. Number 4 is Period Power by Maisie Hill. Maisie Hill is a women's health practitioner from England, and in this revolutionary new book she explains how the female cycle works and what that means for you, how you can resolve issues around it, and all the kinds of stuff that your normal doctor doesn't tell you. It is really easy to read, you don't have to have any medical foreknowledge. She's charming in her writing style and very funny too at some points. Number 3 is a book that probably everyone has heard of by now. It is Becoming by Michelle Obama. Now, this is not straightforward a feminist book, but it is in the sense that this is the autobiography of a strong and intelligent woman in the public eye who tells us in an honest and open way what her way in the world was, how she got where she is today, and how she dealt with being in the public eye and all that entails. I read this a few months back and it absolutely blew my mind. Michelle Obama is charming, funny, very honest, and very relatable. It is written beautifully, and I also listened to the audiobook narrated by herself, which again enriches the experience a lot, because you really hear in her voice what an event made her feel like and how she dealt with that and what emotions are in there. So I highly recommend this, even though you may think everyone knows this, why do I need to read this? But it's just an honest, open book, and you don't get to read that so often about women in the public eye. Number 2 is Dear Ijeawele, or a Feminist Manifesto in 15 Suggestions by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. You may have heard of Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. She's a Nigerian author who writes in English, and apart from publishing 4 novels, she also published several essays on feminist topics, such as this, which originated in an email she got from a friend who was expecting a daughter and wanted advice on how to raise a feminist daughter. And so Adichie expanded what she answered her friend to that email into an essay in 15 suggestions where she explains to becoming mothers, but kind of to everyone, because everyone can read this and take something from it, how you can install the belief that all humans are equal very early on in a child, and it also makes you think about how that happened maybe in your own upbringing or maybe didn't. So it's very interesting to read even as a grown-up when you don't have children or don't plan on having children soon. It is concise, very well written, and incredibly hands-on, so I hugely recommend this. And as number 1, I want to bring to you Women and Power by Mary Beard. Mary Beard is a British classicist who, in this very short book, writes about how misogyny and the treatment of powerful and unusual women originates in antiquity, because, of course, as a classicist, that is kind of her place to explain. And she touches on several women from antiquity, but in the second part of this book also on several other women or literary works from all over history and kind of puts those all together so that you can see and follow the threads that run throughout history that prevent gifted and unusual women from regaining too much power. Now, I really think everyone should read this because it opens up completely new perspectives if you don't only look at feminism and women's issues in today's context, but look at the whole system of women's oppression on a very much larger scale, how women were treated throughout history and over different time periods in different cultural settings, so you can understand the origins of how our culture treats women and where that came from. This is well written and illustrated with a lot of pictures so that you can even see what the depiction of women does to the story and how we see that story. Anyways, I think that these 5 books can enrich your knowledge of feminist literature and what women's lives were like throughout history. And I think these can contribute a lot to our maybe more standard feminist canon because they touch on more unusual subjects and bring perspectives from women all over the world into the boat. And maybe I could introduce you to a few lesser known authors and their perspectives on what feminism means for us today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, all the books are linked down in the description box. And I'd appreciate it very much if you maybe left a like, a comment, or a subscribe down there. Thank you and bye!